Okay, this is going to be a unboxing of a Stanley thermos and lunch pail. This was a replacement for my lunch pail and thermos. After 12 years or so, I started to have some issues with my thermos. It started to have a leak. It had a little teeny weeny rust spot inside, which was leaking. I could see air bubbles. The lunch pail itself, the handle broke probably 9 years ago, but was still operational, just really loose, and the plastic was cracked. So I called Stanley. After 12 years, they stood behind their product, sent me out a brand new thermos and lunch pail to replace my thermos and lunch pail that was 12 years old. And I will open it up, and as I'm opening it, I will tell you more about the story about them replacing it. So this came in the mail today. It took about 10 days, but in between those 10 days was a holiday and a snowstorm, which we're going through right now. I live in New England. And let's open her up. She's packed nice. Got a couple little lips that hold the backs of the thermos, holding the front of the thermos, holding the back of the thermos. Inside, you just kind of lift it out, and that's it. It's a cooler / lunch pail thermos. The thermos itself is a 1.1 quart Stanley. Normal Stanley thermos, nothing different than you've probably seen in the store. A lot lighter and thinner than what I have. But from everything I see online, these actually hold temperature better than the old ones. Even though the old ones seem heavier and sturdier, these will keep your product warmer for longer periods of time. Which they really do, because I have a couple new ones also. But this is the new 1.1 quart thermos. Always shiny. I have some that are missing 3/4 of the paint. They're so old. This is the lunch pail. The lunch pail itself is plastic. It's insulated. You open it up, and it has 2 trays in it. One I like to keep dry products in, like my wallet, paperwork, keys, whatever. My lunch, a small lunch in here. The top of the lid, nothing to mention. You can use it as a little table while you're eating on top of your lunch pail. Or I wouldn't recommend sitting on it, but you could, I guess. The lunch pail itself's got a handle that locks in place when it's up. You can move it either direction to unlock it, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. So once you've closed it, put the lid on. The thermos fits on top of the lid. And you just kind of latch it in place. Even one-handed you can do it, as you see. This thermos will not move. It's got a little jiggle to it, but I've had this exact same unit for 12 years. And I mean, I know it gets tossed around in my vehicle, tossed around at work. It's sturdy. This is really solid plastic. Now my other one, the plastic in here cracked. It's slightly different than this. You could actually see the rod in the other one here, which you can't on this one. It's like really tight. But the other one had a space in between here, so it allowed that to crack. I believe this isn't going to last just as long, possibly longer. Like I said, my other one was 12 years old. I called Stanley and told him my thermos had a leak and that this was cracked. No questions asked, no hesitation. They asked me for my address. They didn't ask me for my phone number. Nothing to do with internet access, my email, nothing. And they just said they would send this out to me, and for me to destroy the old one by putting a black magic marker X on it. Now, the thermos I have has a leak, and I don't want anyone to get sick because it's leaking in between the wall. So I'm going to actually put that in my vise and squish it so that no one tries to use it so they don't get sick. Because if you put coffee in it, you will not see the hole in it. You have to put water in it to see it bubbling. And the cooler itself, no one's going to want it, but I'll just hit it with a hammer or something and crack it so no one uses it. But this is the free, total 100% free replacement. Shipping, handling, everything. Even the phone call to them is free. So if you have a problem with your Stanley product, do not hesitate to call these guys. They really do stand behind their product for a lifetime. I had mine, like I said, for 12 years, and here is my new product to replace my damaged product. This is living proof. And I thought in the video I would thank you, Stanley, for manning up and stepping up to the plate and really, truly, in fact, standing behind your product. Thank you again, Stanley.